Before this video begins, I just need to make something very, very clear. I do understand that the honor code has screwed us out of some very big star athletes, including Monty Teo. Now it's probably going to take Jay Ritz off as well. But people need to stop complaining about the honor code. Like, we have it for a reason. That's just one of the things that are just unique about us. Stop complaining about it. Like, if you're not going to follow the honor code, then get the hell out of here. It's just that simple. And another thing, y'all, I'm seeing a lot of media projections. They have us saying, oh, they went from Big 12 contention to fighting for bowl eligibility. Or they're dropping us in the rankings of the Big 12 on some polls. Not the official Big 12 media polls because they stopped doing it. But I feel like I have a big issue with that. Because wasn't not our quarterback that has been the biggest problem in the BYU? Like, this entire season last year? The only concerning thing besides the QB? Well, it's not even that. QB was the biggest concern. It was pretty much our DBs. Quarterbacks are the second biggest concern for me. It's the quarterback that's the biggest concern because Jake Retzlaff wasn't even that great. He was a game manager more than anything. We have a good receiving core. We got a very nice offensive line. Like, we got some players in the NFL, so prestige in that offensive line category. And we have one of the best defenses in the conference. And y'all often hear saying that the quarterback's the reason why we're going to drop. All I got are 3 words. Defense wins championships. That's the response you're going to get from me. I've rambled too much. Let's get to the video. Welcome back to Grizzly Talks Football. I am the Grizz. We got AFC West 2025 schedule predictions. Yes, we are on to the AFC and we are starting with the West. If you haven't already, make sure you check the link in the description with the socials and the entire playlist for this season 2. If you want to go ahead and watch every episode on there so far, you'll have it for every single episode. You're all caught up, and you'll still have it for future episodes when they come out. Guys, we're almost at 100 episodes of Grizzly Talks Football. I can't believe we made it. Also, don't forget you hit the red subscribe button down there. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos, and it also helps the channel a lot. Without further delay, let's get to some AFC West predictions. If you don't already know what's going on here, I'm starting this alphabetical order by city. So, first up is the Denver Broncos. So, in the first half of the season, the Broncos have a home game against the Titans to kick it off, and then road games against the Colts and Chargers, home game against Cincinnati on Monday night, then a road game against the Super Bowl champion Eagles, a game in London against the Jets, then 2 home games against the Giants and Cowboys, and a away game against Houston. And then in Week 10, they have a Thursday night game at home against the Raiders, then they play at home against Kansas City, then they go on their bye week of Week 12, then road games against Washington on Sunday night, and then against the Vegas Raiders, then home games against the Packers and Jags, then another Thursday night game. I think this is a Christmas week Thursday nighter between them and the Chiefs on the road to Arrowhead, and then they finish it off with a Sunday game against the Chargers at home. Again, I do apologize that some games are filled in. It was really because of the NFC teams. Thanks a lot, y'all. So, you guys have seen the video over there. If you haven't already, obviously I have... Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Don't worry, I fixed it. But I swear to God, if Playoff Predictors does this shit again, I'm gonna have some problems. Anyways, let's move on to the Broncos. First half of the season, they're going to start off with a win over the Titans. Get a win at Indy, because, you know, Indy is in a whole mess right now. They're actually going to lose against the Chargers. They're actually going to get a home win on Monday night against Cincinnati. Against the Jets, just suck ass. They're going to lose that game. Against Houston, they're actually going to drop this game. Yeah, also the Eagles, they're going to beat them. Broncos are also going to beat the Giants and Cowboys at home. So, heading into Week 9, they will have a record of 6-3. In the second half of the season, on Thursday Night Football against Vegas, they'll win that game. Against the Chiefs, I see them winning at Mile High, have going into their bye week with a 2-game win streak, then lose to the Commanders on their bye. Against the Raiders, they'll actually lose this game. Then against the Jaguars, they'll win. Against the Chiefs, they'll actually win at Arrowhead, and against the Chargers, they'll actually win this game to end their year, winning 3 of the last 4. Bo Nix, Sean Payton to the Denver Broncos, I am expecting to be 11-6. One of the best wild card contenders, besides Kansas City, because I think everybody knows Kansas City is probably going to win the division with dark magic or not. But I think Sean Payton will definitely improve this Broncos team, especially with second-year quarterback now, Bo Nix. People read off Mr. Nix in his rookie year after the first game, and what did he do? He proved everybody wrong and had a pretty solid year. Watch out for him in those AFC West contenders for Offensive Player of the Year now. And be aware of the rushing game as well with Archie Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. When those two are healthy, those guys are going to go off. Don't get me started about the defense now. Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. So in the first half of the season, they got a game in Brazil against the Chargers to start the year on Friday night. Then they got a Sunday game at home against the Super Bowl champions that beat them in last year's Super Bowl. Then they got a Sunday nighter in the Meadowlands against the Giants. Then they play the Ravens at home in Arrowhead. Then on Monday night, they travel to play the Jags. Then they have another Sunday nighter against the Detroit Lions at Arrowhead. Then they come back home to play the Raiders. Then a Monday nighter against the Commanders. And then on the road to Buffalo against the Bills. Then the second half of the year, they head to their bye week 10. They play the Broncos at Mile High. Then they go back home to play the Colts. Then they have a Thanksgiving game against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Then they got home games against the Texans and Chargers. Keep in mind the Texans game is a Sunday nighter. Then they go road against the Titans, Broncos on Thursday Night Football, and against the Raiders in Vegas to end the year. Starting with the first half of the season, against the Chargers, I still think the Chiefs are going to win. Against the Ravens, it's going to be tough, but I think the Chiefs will still pull it out, go into a 4-0 start. Against the Jags on Monday night, Chiefs are just too good, so they'll start 5-0 before losing their first game against Detroit. They'll win at home against the Raiders to go 7-1, but they will lose to Buffalo to end the first half of the season, so they'll go into Week 10, their bye, at a 7-2 record. Pretty good. Now here's where it gets crazy. Well, maybe not, but they lose to the Broncos in Mile High, but then they beat the Colts at home, beat the Cowboys at home, actually lose to the Texans and Chargers at home, but beat the Titans and beat the Raiders to finish out their season. Very interesting stretch. It's about the fact that they'll probably have a weaker team looking at the schedule. This was like my updated look at their schedule. So Chiefs will still probably win the division, but they'll just go 12-5 this time. They still got Patrick. They still got Andy Reid. They still got a good defense. It's just the offensive line and receiving core is going to get weaker, significantly weaker this upcoming season. Especially with losses of potentially Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy due to suspensions. So their receiving core right now consists of Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, Justin Watson, I think, or maybe he left. At least the defense still has some very good pieces like Leo Chenal, Nick Bolton. There's also Chris Jones out there still balling, Trent McDuffie, Justin Reed now. Defense wins championships, like I said. Don't be surprised if the Chiefs make another Super Bowl run. Technically, alphabetical order, the Raiders are actually up next, so here we go. And up and down first half, we see the Patriots, they're going to Foxborough to play the Patriots to start their season. Then they have a Monday nighter at home against the Chargers. Then they go back on the road to play the Commanders, back home to play the Bears, back on the road to play the Colts, back home to play the Titans, and back on the road to go to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. Then they got their bye week. Oh yeah, I forgot about week 9, but they have a home game after their bye against the Jags. Then they have a Thursday nighter at Mile High against Denver, Monday nighter against the Dallas Cowboys. Then they go stay at home to play the Browns on Sunday. Then they go back on the road to play the Chargers, back home to play Denver again. Then back on the road to play the Super Bowl champion Eagles and the Texans. Then they go back home for their last 2 games of the season against the Raiders and, against the Giants and Chiefs. Playing a scrimmage in the regular season? That's actually crazy. Would be fire though. So, to start the season, Drake May's sophomore season is actually going to start with a bang as they're going to beat the Raiders. Against the Chargers, I think they'll actually win this game. Actually have some early big win to set them straight. Against the Colts, they'll actually somehow lose to them. But then beat Cam Ward to the Titans, lose to the Chiefs at Arrowhead, head into their bye week. Then against the Jags, I see them actually dropping a game to them. So, heading into week 10, they'll actually have, let me fact check this, a 2-6 record. Then in the second half season, they lose to the Broncos at Mile High, beat the Cowboys at home. They'll beat the Browns. Against the Chargers, they'll actually lose to them the second time around. They'll beat the Broncos at home. They'll lose to the Super Bowl champions. They'll lose to the Texans. They'll beat the Giants at home. But they'll also lose to the Chiefs at home to end the year. Actually, no. I think Kansas City will already have a playoff spot locked up, and they'll probably risk their starters. So, the Raiders will actually take a game here at the end of the season. I think Pete Carroll, Geno Smith will lead the Raiders to better than what they were, but they'll still won't be able to get as high as 7-10 in my opinion. This division is supposed to be tough, so I could be wrong on this, but the Raiders, they're just being the fucking Raiders if we're talking seriously right now. Obviously, the loss of Spillane definitely hurt them. Their receiving core actually looks nice with Jacoby Myers, Rob Bowers, Trey Tucker, now Jack Beck, which is really good. Rushing game is going to be the biggest concern. Let's see how Asher Jeanty will do in his rookie year. Defensively, I have no hope for them. The final team of this division is the LA Chargers. So the first half of the season goes like this. The Brazil game against Kansas City. The Monday night road game against the Raiders. Home game against the Broncos. Road game against the Giants. Then the home game against the Commanders. A road game against the Dolphins. Then a home against the Colts and Vikings. And yeah, by the way, the Vikings are Thursday nighter, and a road game against Tennessee Titans. Then in week 10, they got a Sunday nighter against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then they go back on the road to play the Jags. Then they go to their bye week. Then play 2 home games against the Raiders and Eagles. Back on the road to play the Chiefs. They'll actually go back on the road again to play the Cowboys. Then the Saturday night Christmas game will actually be against Houston at home. By the way, Monday night game against Philadelphia. Then they go to Mile High to finish their season against the Broncos. In the first half of the season, of course, I have them losing in Brazil to the Chargers. It's a neutral site, so don't expect the Chargers to beat them. The Raiders will beat the Chargers, so they'll start 0-2, but they'll get wins over the Broncos and Giants, lose to the Commanders. I think they'll actually beat the Dolphins. Actually, nah. The Dolphins will actually win that game. Chargers will win against the Colts and the Titans. So, heading into week 10, I expect them to have a record of 5-4. Then, heading into the second half of the season, I actually see the Chargers winning on Sunday Night Football. Then they'll beat the Jags. Then they'll go on a 5-game winning streak, including during the bye week having a 5-game win streak. So they'll actually have an 8-game win streak heading into the Dallas game, which they'll actually lose that one. Against the Texans, they'll get their revenge for the playoff game. Then they'll lose to the Broncos to end their year. Oh yeah, you see a lot of things. You see the common opponents here right below me. That is because this will be a tiebreaker. Chargers will finish 11-6, but they'll finish ahead of the Broncos because of the common opponent win percentage. But this is just speculation, so don't think this is the real thing. Jim Harbaugh is doing something special with his team, especially with Justin Herbert leading the way at the quarterback spot. You also got Amari Hampton out there with the Chargers, along with Najee Harris on the running backs. I do have some concern with the receivers because they brought back Mike Williams after he suffered an injury and left him. Had the worst season of his career. I just don't think he's the same player he used to be. Larry McConkey's a beast. Quentin Johnston's improved, and now he's the 4th stringer behind a rookie by the name of Trey Harris. Dude, just give Johnston a chance, man. He was actually doing pretty good. And defensively, losing Joe Bosa kind of hurts, but maybe the Jim Harbaugh will figure that out. Anyways, that is going to do it for the LA Chargers, and that will do it for the AFC West 2025 schedule predictions. Tune in tomorrow for another AFC Division schedule prediction video coming up. That's also going to do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football. If you enjoy, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down there. Hey, hit that red button. You always change your mind later. What are you waiting for? Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. This is the Grizzly signing off for now, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, keep the Grizzly vibes with you at all times. Take care.